Strugglers, I have this thing that I think a lot of people have where if I hear a word, a color is automatically associated with it. My brain just does it. So like cartoon, red. Cartoon is red. Splendid is yellow, okay? And my brain does this with pretty much every word I hear all the time. It's torture. No. So here's what I want to do. I want to go through the entire alphabet with you because my brain associates every letter of the alphabet with a color as well. And I think that maybe we can just bond over this weird little quirk that my brain does. And here's another thing. This is going to be pretty fluid. My brain changes its mind a lot. So none of this is going to be set in stone, but this is how it feels today. And of course, we're going to start at the beginning with the letter A. I would say objectively, A is red, okay? I think we can all agree. Come on, please, can we agree on something? In the same vein, definitely true. B is blue. Let me just hit the first three real quick. A, B, C, because C is definitely yellow. So here's how it goes. I think this one's obvious because this seems like the children's book colors. This seems like, you know, if you were to see the ABCs and me or whatever, like in a classroom, I think ABC tends to go in this order. So that's not anything too crazy. Now is where we're gonna start getting a little saucy, okay? D is this kind of Kelly greenish color. That's just how it is. I don't know what to tell you. E is a little more flirtatious, a little more sexy. E is this nice soft pink color. Okay, soft pink, soft purple. Let me actually change it. It's a little bit more pink than that. Something like that. That looks about right to me. What are we feeling for F? F is a tricky one. F could go a lot of ways. F to me also sits in this kind of like green area. I feel good about that. And see, now G, you might think G is green as well. And it is kind of a green, but it's more of this more kind of filthy green. Something more like that. That's not quite filthy enough. I think it needs to be something like this. That's what that's what G is to me. And I feel pretty good about that as well. See, now is when we're gonna start to get into the territory of letters I don't think about that often. H? I mean, what? Come on. H is gonna be this kind of like soft orange color, I believe. That looks like an H to me. Yeah, when I hear H, that's what pops up. Now, for the last few, I've been a little bit wishy-washy, I'll admit. I've been wavering some. This next one is an absolute slam dunk, no question about it. I is just plain white. The boring plain white color, solid right down the middle. And actually, if we could jump ahead a little bit to the absolute opposite of that, let's just skip ahead to O really quick because O is black, pitch black. I couldn't tell you why. And I wouldn't tell you why. That's my business and my business alone. But let's go back to let's go back to J now. J is gonna be this vibrant, really spicy orange color. It's a little bit more poppy than H, and I like that a lot. Now K, I honestly am gonna make K the exact same as J. L is kind of in the same vein. L is gonna be this nice yellow color. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. M, what are we thinking for M? I think M is gonna be kind of a fun little purple. You know, are we vibing with that? M being a fun little purple? I'm sure there's subtext deep in my brain for all of these. And maybe M, because I think of Minnesota as purple because of the Minnesota Vikings. So maybe that's M being purple in my brain. Now, I don't know how to explain this, but N is green again. It seems like a lot of letters are green. P, what is P? P to me has always been kind of this like in between red, pink, purple. That's exactly what P is to me. You know, I wish I had a little bit more insight, a little bit more commentary to give you. I'm just kind of giving this to you and you can do with it what you will. Q, how do we feel about Q? Q is a dark color. Q is mysterious. Q kind of lurks in the shadows. And I think Q is kind of this really deep blue color, a really deep blue, maybe not that deep. You know, let's back off a little bit. Okay, there we go. Q is sitting somewhere in there. Yeah, I really like that. This is another one that I'm very confident about. This never wavers. Every time this letter pops up in my brain, R is this nice bright green color. And not only R, but the entire name Richard. Richard is a nice bright green. Richard is my middle name. My first name is Scott, as you may be aware of. For that reason, S is this blue color. You know, I think that speaks to me. And I think if people asked me, you know, give me your aura, you know, give me your vibe, I'd give them this. And they'd be like, wow, okay, I get that. I totally get that. I know exactly who you are. T is gonna be a nice, solid, strong red color. You know, that's just like you got, S is kind of a soft. S is soft. S is, what's the word I'm looking for? It's inviting. S is a very inviting letter. T is a little bit more standoffish. You know, T is a little bit more of a frightening letter. I wouldn't mess with T. T is kind of like 7. And 6 was afraid of 7 because 7, 8, 9. And T reminds me a lot of 7. So, U! Like Soldier Boy. I was gonna do one thing, but I'm gonna actually pivot. U is kind of this fun little orange color as well. You know, as I sit here, if I'm singling every single individual letter out, I'm okay with all of my choices so far. I'm looking at H. That looks like an H. I'm looking at E. No question, that's an E. As a whole, this doesn't look great. When I look at this as a whole, it's a little bit less inviting, but that's just because it's a little bit more random. V. Oh, V is gonna be a tough one. What do I think about V? V, I think no matter what, is a very vibrant color. And for that reason, I'm gonna have to go with this kind of this bright pink. Whoa, that's a bright pink, isn't it? It's almost not even picking up on my monitor. W is actually very similar to V, but it's gonna be just more on the softer end. This is W. That's definitely W. For sure, that's W. Ooh, you know what? W could also be something like this, though. I'm okay with either or, honestly. And can we split it down the middle? This is gonna be W. Now, this is unprecedented, but that's how I feel about W. Let's move on to X. Picture this, it's Halloween. You're in preschool, you're a kid. Hopefully you're a kid if you're in preschool. I had a Halloween costume and it was a Power Rangers costume. I did not watch the Power Rangers, but I did have the costume and it was a gray Power Rangers costume like that. And it was cool as hell. It was dope and I loved it so much. And that's what I think of when I think of X. I think of that Power Rangers costume. Let's go to Y. Y I'm not exactly fully decided on yet, but I do want to say Y is, it's either gonna be, okay, hear me out. Y is either gonna be a purpley pinkish color or a golden, like goldenrod. You know, you guys mess with goldenrod? That was one of my favorite crayons. What do I think about Y? Let me see them both. Let me see both options. This soft pink color, that's not even close to what I wanted. How about this? Something like this, perhaps? Okay. I felt it out. Now let's feel out more of a goldenrod. That's not quite right either. No. Oh no. Okay, maybe it's gonna be either this or this, guys. This feels like a big moment and I don't want to mess this up. I really don't want to mess this up. It's that. That's why. That's right, and I will not be persuaded otherwise, okay, so don't even try. We're on our last letter, and I'm happy to say that I'm very confident in this one. From A to Z, baby. Another bold, powerful, bright, cherry candy apple red. So there you go. That's the alphabet. What the hell? I didn't know what I was thinking when I was like, this will be such a fun video. They're gonna love this. What have I done? I mean, I've wasted the last 15 minutes, let's be honest. Let's just take a nice look at everything though. Let's zoom out and let's look at this. I'm gonna just go over them really quickly, see if I wanna make any changes. These first 4, 5 are perfect. Maybe F needs to be changed. I think F needs to be changed and I know exactly what it needs to be. Now, all the people that were shouting at me earlier, Scott, you've got F all wrong. You're effing this up. I heard you loud and clear. This is what you wanted. A nice deep brown color. That is what F is. I may have actually nailed it now. F, that was throwing me off a little bit, but the rest of this looks like absolute money. Ooh, although I am maybe gonna walk that back very briefly. Let me look at P one last time. P is not quite right. There's something a little bit off about P, and I think I'm gonna fix it right now. Are you ready for this? Here, let's do this together. 1, 2, 3, P. Now, okay, guys, okay, let's go. Can we get a round of applause real quick? If there's any teachers out there, feel free to hang this up in your classroom. I would actually be honored. I feel good about that. Yeah, those were the only ones I was a little iffy on. H, oh my gosh, am I backtracking again? Well, what do we think about H? What do we think about U though? Are we happy with where U is at? I really don't know. I might get a little crazy with it. We might make U the same color as F. What do we think about that? Oh, now that's perfect. No more changing. This is perfect. This is the alphabet. The only thing that I'm a little unsure about, actually, when I zoom out and look at the full picture, H sticks out as not looking quite right to me. I think I just need to tweak it. It's not that I need to change it. I just need to kind of perfect it a little bit. This is what H is going to be. H sits more in that goldenrod territory. This is now we're perfect. And I'm being serious this time. Thank you so much for coming along this journey with me. It felt like therapy. And it was free. So that's great. I was gonna say, let me know what not even worth it, because this is it. So you don't even bother letting me know what you think the colors of the letters should be. I guess I can't stop you. Just know that this is actually the truth and everything else is wrong. So that's it. Okay, goodbye.